Our video is a clip from an episode of The Simpsons entitled Separate Vocations, which aired on February 27, 1992. In the episode, the students, Bart and Lisa, are given a standardized aptitude test, which will give them a scientifically selected career based on their score. During the time of the release, Governor George W. Bush began implementing statewide testing in Texas and claimed tremendous improvement in test scores in rural area students. He called the results a Texas miracle. This eventually led to the No Child Left Behind policy. Our thesis is that logical fallacies, appeals to pathos, and contrasting images are the main devices used by the producers in their criticisms of standardized testing during the 1990s.
Now, class, I promised you a surprise today.
Wow! I knew it.
And here it is. We're going to take a test.
Oh.
We're going to take a test.
All right, a test!
It's called the Career Aptitude Normalizing Test, or CANT.
In the beginning of the video, when the teacher tells the students she has a surprise for them, the students imagine creative, fun ideas. These images are contrasted by the teacher announcing that their surprise is a mundane test. These images are an appeal to pathos, and it makes the audience feel disappointed that the education system cripples the curiosity and creativity in kids. When the tests are introduced, the acronym spells out the word CANT. This image hints that standardized testing cannot properly assess each student's abilities and intellect properly.
First question. If I could be any animal, I would be A, a carpenter ant, B, a nurse shark, or C, a lawyer bird.
Question 60. I prefer the smell of A, gasoline, B, French fries, or C, bank customers.
Well, that was a waste of time. Jamie, school is never a waste of time.
As the students are taking the test, the questions are strange and have little to do with career choices, such as asking which smell the students prefer. This is a logical fallacy since the test is supposed to be assessing the students' intelligence for their careers, but instead, the questions have little relationship to do with careers.
Here for the tests.
Two police officers burst into a classroom to retrieve the tests. This is a logical fallacy as officers don't actually retrieve tests during standardized testing. The producers are sarcastically alluding to the strict protocols associated with standardized testing. Also, the officer handcuffing the test is very significant, as it represents the giving of authority to the testing system to do as it will. This produces stronger pathos towards the producer's argument. At the same time, authoritative music that appeals to dominance and control begins playing, strengthening the pathos. The authoritative music continues as we follow the path of the test through a cornfield. Ceaseless cornfields iconic of Iowa, and the sound of a crow suggest remoteness. A sign shows that tests are sent to Iowa, a reference to the origin of the first statewide testing program in America, implemented in Iowa in 1929. At the facility, a sign blatantly expresses a possible hidden agenda of standardized testing, as well as making reference to the year of the creation of the first SAT, which is in 1926. This juxtaposes the efforts to keep the test facility hidden, being in a remote location surrounded by corn. Although the origin of the first statewide testing program is in Iowa, the SAT test was developed by a collective of universities in different states through College Board, a non-profit organization headquartered in New York. There is no clear information showing the location of a grading center in Iowa, making it a logical fallacy of the producer to make it appear so. Too much influence on the student's future is a clear criticism by the producers as signaled in the gauge sign. The sign, as well as the obscure process the test goes through, create an appeal to pathos since it makes the audience feel skeptical about the ambiguous process the test goes through.
Here's your scientifically selected career.
Architect.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Salmon cutter. Military strongman. Systems analyst. Systems analyst. Systems analyst.
Systems analyst.
All right. Homemaker.
Mm-hmm. He's like a mommy.
Police Yes, officer. Well, be jiggered.
When the tests are returned to the school psychologist is the one to present the results to the children. Here we are met with false authority because what the psychologist reads to the kids is what they believe their future job will be, but he and the tester are not the final say of what their professions will be. When revealed, Bart and Lisa's results are not what was expected if you are familiar with the show. Bart, a troublemaker, usually causing havoc and running from the cops, was assigned police officer as his career. Just as perplexing were Lisa's results. She is one of, if not the smartest children characters in the show. She knows more knowledge than almost all of the adults, and yet she was assigned to be a homemaker. Both Bart and Lisa's results represent logical fallacies in the testing system, showing standardized tests don't give accurate results. To conclude, the underlying message being pushed throughout the clip by the producers is that standardized tests aren't an innocent means of measuring students' aptitudes. They are able to convey this message through appeals to pathos using logical fallacies and contrasting images. Through doing this, students and parents can be made aware of the possible risk associated with their participation.